We were selling merchandise, and it's like this little taser, self-defense taser, and he accidentally shocks himself while he has a bunch of change in his pocket, and literally he goes and goes straight down to the floor.
Kahuna for Tat-Stories here. We are at the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention, and it's sponsored by Villain Arts. I was walking down the aisle yesterday, and I saw Amanda. Now, Amanda was sitting there with a mask on, just kind of waiting because she was getting a stencil put on her arm, and then there was some freehand work going on. But you know what? We'll show it on the screen later. I'll get B-roll of it, but the piece is done. And I'm here to tell you, it's frickin' fabulous, just so you know. Frickin' is a technical term, but it's really good. Now, Amanda, tell people what you got.
So I got a female looking into the galaxy, looking down, but it's almost like a double exposure where there's a sunset and some birds flying into the sunset.
Okay, now was this your idea? Was it a collaboration with the artist? How did it happen?
It was a collaboration, so I had a tribal tattoo on my wrist that I needed covered up. So he chose the galaxy to cover that up. He's the artist. I don't have really an artistic mind, so I trust him 100% and said, you do what you think's right. And obviously this is better than I could have ever imagined.
It's spectacular. Like I said, we'll get B-roll of it. So, Amanda, you just don't have this piece. You have others too. So you've got a lovely sleeve on your left arm. Tell the folks about that sleeve and what's going on there.
Well, my upper arm started piece by piece for my children. I have a stargazer lily for each one of them and their names throughout that. I have a praying angel on the inside of my arm, a lioness on the forearm because I'm a Leo, and then I got a clock with an eyeball. That was also a collaboration with the artist.
There's some pretty cool stuff going on that sleeve, let me tell you, folks. Now, you just got a piece. Is it going to be your last?
Probably not.
I love that answer. I love that. Nobody can stop at just one or two or three. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Especially, I will travel 6 hours next time. He lives 6 hours from me, or his shop is. I would definitely make the 6-hour drive to have him do another piece.
All right, so tell everyone who the artist was that did that piece for you.
Adrian Warwick out of New Addiction in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. So anybody near the Fayetteville area, we know there's a lot of Army personnel down there. Guess what? That's the shop you want to go to because this man is amazing. So, okay, she's going to drive the 6 hours. Now, when you think about what you want to get next, I mean, I know it's early, but you got any inkling?
I love riding motorcycles. I want to incorporate some motorcycles in there somewhere.
Okay, where are you going to put the motorcycle?
I'm just going to tell Adrian that I want a motorcycle incorporated somewhere to continue on this arm and let him do the work.
So she's going to have, she's got kind of a conglomeration of images on her right arm, and she's going to have the same thing going on her left arm. Okay, so once we get the motorcycle, then what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Okay, we have run out of ideas for probably about 3 or 4 hours, and then if I come back, she'll go, yeah, I know exactly what I want. Based on all the ink you've got, or the one you just got, what part hurt the most?
I would say this one. It was the amount of color and going back over with all the color.
So when he packed in the color, that hurt a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. We heard that in a previous interview. So if you're thinking about a color piece, when they start really packing the color, folks, guess what? That can put a little bit of hurt on you.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much. This piece is spectacular. We are in Philadelphia. I am Kahuna. And I want you to check this out. If you've got anything else you think she should have in her body, make sure that you tell us because, it's always good to pass those comments around. We thank you again for watching the channel. We are out of here.
What's up, brother?
Kahuna from Tat-Stories here. We are at the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention, sponsored by Villain Arts. And I got Jay. I saw Jay, and I was standing here, and I asked all his buddies who had the biggest ego. They said it was him. So just...
That's a lie, though.
All right, so we figured we'd go for the one with the ego first. Jay's not only an artist, but he's a collector, too. So, Jay, how long you been tattooing folks?
It'd be like a decade now.
Oh, man, he looks a lot younger than, a decade. Yeah, well, how old? I'm never going to guess, dude. That would just get me in trouble. All right, now, you've been doing it for a decade. So, sorry, see, he said to a year. You've been doing it for a decade. What's your favorite part of doing it?
Just meeting the people. That's why I love doing conventions. There's so many different people you get to meet just being tattooing. You get to meet people from everywhere, different walks of life, from doctors, lawyers, pastors, college kids, everybody. You get to really just meet almost like everybody you can encounter in the world.
I love that. Okay, so out of everyone you've met, who had the wildest story to tell you while you were tattooing them?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yo, Mick, crazy wild story real quick. Give me one. No. We were selling merchandise at the shop one time, and then my friend Miggy, he's one of the favorite people I've actually met. He's like a brother to me now. I've known him for good 6 years now. We were selling merchandise, and it's like this little taser, self-defense taser. And he accidentally shocks himself while he has a bunch of change in his pocket. And literally, he goes, and goes straight down to the floor. Like one of the good guys in tattooing, for real, Miggy.
Well, now you know. You don't want to mess with a taser and have change in your pockets. So, what kind of style you like to do?
I do like a lot of geometric, neo-traditional style, usually like new school stuff.
Okay, now you like in black and white or a lot of color?
I do like black and white with like an infusion of color. So usually I do like mostly black and white with like a blue or like a red or like something like that, just to give it some pop of color. Okay. Nothing too saturated.
All right, so he's getting into a little bit of color and he likes the black and gray. That's kind of cool. When you think about all the people that you've tattooed, what's the best piece you've ever done, do you think?
Actually, this piece right here is on a good friend of mine. Actually, really like how that's coming out, and we're still working on it. It's one of my favorite pieces that we're working on.
Where'd you put it on him?
It's on his back. It's going to be like a whole back piece.
Okay, so he's got an epic back piece already. So, what do you want to do next that you think will be just badass as heck?
I honestly have no idea. I'm just like riding this wave. Whatever comes my way, I have fun doing it.
Okay, so if you walk in and you got a badass idea, Jay's your guy. He's going to take care of it. All right, so you're a collector too. So what's your favorite piece that you've got?
That I've done?
No, that you've actually got on your body.
That would be the one on my back.
I'll tell you what, you don't need to take that out. We'll get a picture of it afterwards.
Okay.
But why do you like it?
It just, I got it at the right time when I was going through a lot of stuff, and I ended up making like a really good friend in tattooing because of it, and I just really like how it looks. It's a really big piece on my back.
That's kind of cool. He got a piece of ink, and it happened at a time in his life when, it meant more because of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Pain's always a way to get over something.
Okay, pain to get rid of pain. I think it's the mental's going away with the physical, right?
You can call it whatever you want.
All right. So, are you done getting ink?
What's up?
Are you done getting any ink?
No, never. I'm actually getting my hand tattooed next week. Same guy that did my back.
Why don't you get your hand tattoo here?
If he was here, I would be.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, so who's the guy who's going to do your hand?
Sean Eckenroth from Eternal Lotus in West Reading, Pennsylvania. He's like a really good friend of mine. If he was here, I'd definitely be getting tattooed.
Okay, Sean, you heard it. You got a fan here.
Next week.
Reading, Pennsylvania. I think we're going to have to come out and see you at some point. And then we're going to embarrass you just like we did, Jay, because, we can. All right, so when you look at artists right now, do you see any that you think, oh, man, they're doing incredible work? Who do you think it is?
Yeah, artists like Jesse Ricks, who just do incredible like optical illusions on skin. It's total color. It's just a complete eye trick on the skin. It's amazing. Like artists like Jesse Ricks, they really do nice tattoos and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Well, folks, this is Kahuna. This is Jay. He doesn't have an ego.
No, I don't.
But he does have a back piece, and we're going to get a picture of it. More importantly, we're going to let you know where the shop is. We'll pop that up on the screen. You'll also see his Insta, so you can go find him. We are in Philadelphia. We are at the Tattoo Convention sponsored by Villain Arts. We are out of here.